And once again, I'd like to welcome you guys back to another episode of Hollywood Insiders. And I'm your host, John Chav. Spotlight today, where we take a deep dive into the legendary icons who shared entertainment history. Today we're putting a spotlight on The Temptation, the iconic Motown vocal group whose timeless harmony and dazzling choreographics and unforgettable hits like My Girl and Ain't Too Proud to Beg changed R&B and soul music forever. So join us as we explore their incredible journey from the streets of Detroit to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the personal triumph and tragedies behind the music, and why their legacy remains unmatched. Don't forget to comment and subscribe for more exclusive deep dives into Hollywood history and music legends. The story of The Temptation is an extraordinary journey from the streets of Detroit to the top of the global charts, defined by unmatched musical brotherhood, tragic personal losses, and relentless perseverance. The formation, the Classic Five in 1960, Detroit. Two rivals doo-wop groups, The Distance, including Otis Williams and Melvin Franklin, and The Primes, including Eddie Kendrick and Paul Williams. Eddie Kendrick is a special kind of individual simply because Eddie Kendrick is from my hometown, which is Birmingham, Alabama. And so when he passed, I was still quite young back then, and his body was flown back to Birmingham, where he was buried here. And the body was at the Roberts Funeral Home in 5 Point West, and I had the opportunity to do a public viewing of his body when he passed. Paul Williams merged after signing with Berry Gordy Fleding Motown Records in 1961. They officially became The Temptation. When earlier members Al Bryant left the lineup, he was replaced by charismatic David Ruffin, solidifying the iconic Classic Five roster. The Rise, the hitless Temptations, no more. Success did not happen overnight. Early on, their lack of chart traction earned them the nickname, the hitless Temptations, around Motown. Their luck changed when the way you do the things you do, which cracked the top 20, as noted by Ed Sullivan's show. Their breakthrough exploded globally when Smokey Robinson wrote and produced My Girl in 1964, featuring David Ruffin, gritty, soaring lead voice. The track became their first #1 hit, introducing the world to their elegant, precise, tight 5-part harmonies and legendary synchronized choreographic. The evolution sold in Grammy as the cultural landscape shifted in the late 1960s. So did the group's sound, teaming up with producers Norman Whitfield. They traveled from romantic ballads to social conscious psycho-headed soul and funk. This experimental era birthed groundbreaking hits like Psychedelic Shack, and Papa was a Rolling Stone. This group was the first Motown act to win a Grammy Award for Cloud 9 in 1969. The cost of fame triumphed in tragedies. Despite their massive success on stage, internal friction and personal demons fractured brotherhood. Drugs came into play, and once that happened, dreams and inspiration became fragmented, as noted by the Guardian. The members included David Ruffin. David Ruffin was dismissed in 1968 due to ego clashes and substance abuse, later dying of an overdose in 1991. Paul Williams suffered from severe alcoholism and health issues, tragically dying by suicide in 1973. Eddie Kendricks departed for a solo career in 1971 and succumbed to lung cancer in 1992. Melvin Franklin, the group's foundational bass singer, passed away in 1995 after a series of major health battles. The legacy restored, though every lineup changed, a devastating loss in musical era. Founder Otis Williams served as the stabilizing force. Williams and Melvin Franklin promised each other they would never quit the group. Their epic story was immortalized in Otis' autobiography, which inspired the award-winning 1998 NBC television miniseries The Temptation and the hit Broadway musical Ain't Too Proud to Beg. As the lasting surviving original member, Otis Williams continues to lead and tour with a modern lineup, keeping the Immaculate Hotel Motown fame alive for generations to come. The secret weapon, vocal choreography. The Temptation mesmerizing stage presence was engineered by legendary tap dancer Chocolate Atkins, I guess that's how you pronounce his name, whom Motown hired as its residence coach. Atkins created a genre known as vocal choreography, which takes into account the singer's breathing, timing, and relations to a microphone. According to the Motown Museum, before Atkins refined them, the group struggled to bounce heavy movements with flawless live vocal pitch. He tailored their routines to showcase their physics-defying Temptation walk while protecting their lungs capacity for those 5 parts harmonies. The internal lead vocalist battle. Unlike groups like the Supreme, where Diana Ross was the designated permanent lead, the Temptation operated as a democracy of distinct vocal masters. The structure sparked prior internal creative rivalries. The stylistic contrast they could effortlessly from Eddie Kendrick's soaring street falsettos to David Ruffin raw, gravely passion-bagged by Melvin Franklin, floor-shaking bass. The Ruffin crisis. When David Ruffin sang lead to My Girl, his stardom skyrocketed. He began demanding the group's name to be changed to David Ruffin and the Temptations, and traveled to gigs in a private limousine separate from his bandmates, leading to his eventual firing in 1968. The next era, Ruffin was replaced by Dennis Edward, whose grit pushed them into their multiple Grammy-winning psychedelic funk era of facing racism on the road. As one of the first black male vocal groups to cross over heavily to white pop radio, they faced extreme danger while touring the segregated American South in the 1960s. They frequently traveled on buses that were shot at by white supremacists, were banned or barred from restaurants and hotels, and had to perform behind physical ropes separating blacks and white audience members. Their resistance through this terror directly fueled their transition into social conscious music like Ball or Confusion and Runaway Child, Running Wild. Mind-blowing chops dribble. The two emphasize their legends industry status in this video. The Billboard Kings, they have secured 53 Billboard Hot 100 singles, including 4 absolute #1 hits like My Girl, I Can't Get Next to You, Just My Imagination, and Papa Was a Rolling Stone. Ultimate Status and recent retrospectives. Billboard magazine officially ranked them #1 on the list of the 100 greatest R&B hip-hop artists of all times, and that was a great honor bestowed upon them. The first ever, they made history as the very first musical act to win favorite soul / R&B group at an inaugural American Music Award in 1974. 6 decades, dozens of members, and legacy that will outlive us all. The Temptation proved that even when a brotherhood is broken by tragedy, the harmony can remain unbroken. Through it all, Otis Williams kept his promise, ensuring that the music born on the streets of Detroit continues to echo in stadiums across the globe today. For Hollywood insiders, they aren't just hit makers, they are Motown royalty. Temptation forever. Let us know in the comments below if you love this deep dive. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe to Hollywood Insiders. And don't forget to turn on that notification so you'll know you'll never miss a spotlight on your favorite legend. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time in the next video of Hollywood Insiders. Again, I'm your host, John Shaft. The Temptation today. The Temptation are far from ancient history. They remain highly active, thriving institution. The last original standing at 84 years old, Dr. Otis Williams is the last surviving original member of the Classic Five. He still actively leads and performs live on stage with the group. Active global touring. They have officially partnered with an independent artist group to launch a massive global legacy tour running through 2027. Their packed schedules keeps them performing hits across major amphitheaters and luxury casinos worldwide. The musical phenomenon, their story lives on through Ain't Too Proud, The Life in Time or The Temptation. The 11-time Tony-nominated smash Broadway hits continues to tour regionally with Otis Williams regularly visiting productions to mentor the actors playing his late brothers. The new music, they released their newest studio album, Temptation 60, showcasing their ability to evolve their signature Motown souls for the modern digital era. 6. The sentiment and emotional outro